How does peer pressure shape us as individuals? Peer pressure can play a huge part in our lives and will always be around. From trying to fit in around the crowds to doing things we would normally not do. Spoken peer pressure and unspoken peer pressure is one of the ways we give into fitting in with the crowds. Peer pressure can also influence the way you look at your own personal pleasure that you greatly enjoy. There are several forms of peer pressure for most people that most people encounter. Smoking, drugs, and alcohol are the top three we're most pressured to do. Smoking, drugs, and drinking alcohol is damaging both the body and the mind. Teenagers do not understand fully how and what smoking, drugs, and alcohol. They are addictive and they're very dangerous because they are caught up in being fooled by their friends and wanting so bad to fit in and to be cool. Also, all consequences that follow once given to these three pressures. Once you start, you think that everything is going to be just the same. But is it? After this step, you risk never going back to how it was before. Your old self gets lost behind. You cross the line to the wrong side. You start drinking, then you start smoking, then drugs, and then you don't realize that because of the peer pressure and not staying true to yourself, not being able to say no is just so important to not open yourself up to these dangerous choices. And stay true to yourself and stay drug, tobacco, and alcohol free. Spoken peer pressure is something that is said directly towards you, that you put a lot of pressure on you. An example of this would be, just try one, it won't hurt you, or are you scared? This pressure usually puts you in a place where it is hard to say no. Then there is unspoken pressure, which is the act of assuming you were supposed to dress or act a certain way because everyone else is doing it, and it's the popular thing to do. An example of this is thinking to yourself, well, they are doing it, so I guess maybe I should too. But peer pressure is maybe very tempting and empowering, but you always have the ability to make it right, to make the right choices. Chances are, if the situation feels wrong, then it is most likely wrong. Lastly, peer pressure can influence you in a way that pressures you to give up personal pleasures just so you can be in that friend group. Teens do this because they are so desperate to look the part to their friends and their peers' values. Kids that are into singing, reading, writing, and any other extracurricular activities may pass those hobbies up to go to the mall with friends, but it is typically known that the ones who have once given something up makes fun of the people remaining in those hobbies. To conclude, it is something that everyone will have to deal with as they're growing up and they're maturing. I believe that this issue can be reduced, if not stopped. It is hurting and putting lives into danger every single day. Everyone should be respected in who they are, what they do, but no one feels as if they are pressured into something that they are not comfortable with or even changing to meet someone else's expectations. Peer pressure is extremely serious, and everyone needs to know the importance of it and the consequences that can result from giving into this temptation. Thrown right into your life. But
He wasn't looking at you.